Hey,
Hey
Carla.
Kyle,
Hey, Carla. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing really well, thanks.
Good. I can't wait to get into it. All right.
Let's do it.
He's like, uh-oh, here we go.
I know.
I'm,
Like,
I'm
where's
I'm
my agent?
pretty I'm pretty easy. I don't go too hard because I don't like to spoil what people are going to see when they see the show. So I try to keep my questioning in a different kind of lane. Having said that, um, what was the very first Star Wars joint you saw and how did it make you feel?
I really latched on to Empire Strikes Back. I'd watch that with my older brothers most weekends, and um, until the VHS just didn't work, I think anymore.
Not the VHS.
Oh yeah,
You said till
yeah,
the VHS didn't work.
we go there, yeah. But
I love that.
but actually, you know what it made me feel was this amazing fantasy that was so rooted in a realistic possibility and in the real world as well. It had so many elements that took you outside of what you knew as a child about life, but then it still felt kind of like it was possible, or that we might be like that one day.
It totally does. It totally does. It made you feel like the impossible was possible.
That's, you know what, if I may, I'll take that and I'll use that next time. But that's
Listen,
exactly what it was. It's
it's
exactly.
yours to have. So there's a line, I forget what character says it because my mind is mush after all the things people I've been interviewing the last couple of weeks. But one of the characters in a an argument, or not an argument, but a confrontation, I should say, says you might want to study the ladder before you start climbing. How do you think that is applicable to your character?
Yeah, listen, I mean,
He's like,
he's
listen, we got
listen,
some time to unpack.
listen, he's jumping before he's ready. I think Cyril definitely is as like all these characters actually are at a point of genesis. They're figuring out who they are and what they want to become. And Cyril he's definitely studying the ladder of the structure of the empire. And, he's an inspector in corporate security, which isn't really controlled by the empire. And he is desperate to transcend his station, and for all the wrong reasons, right? He doesn't have a great sense of self-worth or sense of self, and he's looking for validation and approval in a fascist structure system. And I think you see this in episode 3 when he's compiled together a couple of, well, he's let's say he's gone on a trip, not to give anything away. Then he realizes he's in over his head, and there are real consequences that could happen, loss of life and um, real devastation being part of that. And so is he's got so much pent up aggression and anger and disappointment that he's jumping before he's ready.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said the word consequences because I was just about to ask you, do you think Cyril's actions have real consequences for him, the galaxy, or both?
Now, listen, I mean,
Kyle's like, listen, Carla.
one could go so far as to say the reason the rebellion exists, and this is not the actors saying the whole thing is about them, but if Cyril never makes the trip that he makes in episode 3 of Andor, would the rebellion happen as a result? And I think all of the characters within Andor could probably say the same thing, because what Tony Gilroy's created are these characters who are taking risks and making sacrifices, unwittingly starting to turn the wheel of events that eventually create the empire that you meet in Rogue One and in A New Hope, and create the rebellion. Like these two huge archetypal beasts haven't even really, I mean, the empire exists, but it's nothing to where it is when you meet it in A New Hope. And these are being created in Andor, in real time. And so everybody's decisions have consequences in this show. And it's being done in such a human, real, grounded way that it was really surprising to read.
What do you think is the most surprising thing you learned about yourself while inhabiting Cyril?
Oh yeah, I'm like not like him, which is great. Because I read him on the page and I was like, oh yeah, this guy seems familiar. Maybe it's, maybe this is just an aspect of myself. And then like got into doing it, I was like, oh, thank God this guy isn't me. Uh,
No,
but yeah.
you're much lighter. You got a
Yeah,
much lighter vibe going on.
yeah.
So just to close it out, the UK laid the Queen Mother to rest today. And I just wanted to get your thoughts about that and where you think the monarchy might be going next. What's going to happen to the monarchy? She was there for 70 years. That's a long time.
It's pretty incredible. That is pretty incredible, Carla. Like, it's a lot of innings. But maybe because I'm American, I hadn't, I live over there, but I'm not into the machinations of the monarchy, and I don't really know where it's going. I certainly know how the country feels, but I couldn't speak about the monarchy.
That's okay. It is all good. Well, that is my time. I could have continued to talk to you for a whole nother hour because you got jokes.
Likewise.
But I love you. I love your candor and I love you giving me your time today. Congratulations on the show. You were fantabulous in it, and I can't wait to see more.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.